Baby, you asked for an honest answer, and I know honesty is not always gentle. Sometimes the truth arrives quietly, carrying emotions we tried to hide, fears we hoped would disappear, and questions we prayed we would never have to answer. So I will answer you with complete sincerity. If I were staying with another woman who would not want you to discover it through silence, distance, or strange changes in my behavior, I would want you to hear it from me directly because you deserve respect, clarity, and dignity. But before you imagine the worst, before your heart creates painful stories, listen carefully to everything I have to say. There are many reasons why two people drift apart. Sometimes it happens because life becomes complicated. Sometimes old wounds never fully heal. Sometimes people stop communicating, stop listening, and stop understanding each other's fears, and sometimes people remain physically present while emotionally disappearing little by little. I know you have noticed changes. You noticed messages becoming shorter. You noticed phone calls ending faster. You noticed moments when I seemed distracted. You noticed nights when I appeared exhausted and emotionally unavailable. You noticed days when I smiled less, and because you love deeply, your mind naturally searched for explanations. You wondered if someone else had entered my life. You wondered if another woman was receiving the affection that once belonged only to you. You wondered if every sweet memory we created together had slowly become meaningless. You wondered whether I still thought about you before sleeping, whether I still looked at old photographs, whether I still reread conversations, whether I still missed your voice, whether I still carried your name inside my heart. These questions are understandable. Love makes people brave, but love also makes people afraid. The fear of losing someone important can become louder than reality itself, so let me answer as honestly as possible. If another woman truly existed in my life, I would never want to keep you trapped inside uncertainty. I would never want you to spend months blaming yourself. I would never want you to compare your appearance, your personality, or your worth to another person, because if someone leaves, it does not automatically mean the person left behind was not enough. People leave for countless reasons. Some leave because they are confused. Some leave because they are immature. Some leave because they are searching for excitement. Some leave because they do not know how to appreciate loyalty, and some leave because they are running away from their own unresolved struggles. None of those reasons diminish the value of the person who loved sincerely. You once gave me your trust. You shared your insecurities. You allowed me to see parts of you that few people ever witnessed. You told me about your fears. You told me about your dreams. You told me about the future you imagined. That kind of vulnerability is precious. It should never be rewarded with deception. If I stayed with another woman while pretending everything was normal between us, I would be stealing more than your time. I would be stealing your peace. I would be stealing your ability to heal. I would be stealing opportunities for you to meet someone who could genuinely cherish you, and that would be unfair. Love should not feel like solving a mystery every day. Love should not require constant investigation. Love should not make someone question their own worth. Love should feel safe enough that difficult conversations can happen without fear, I know there are moments when your thoughts become overwhelming. You imagine me laughing with someone else. You imagine me sharing private stories. You imagine me introducing another woman to friends. You imagine her sitting beside me while you sit alone wondering what happened. Those images hurt. I understand that. But imagination often creates scenes more painful than reality. Sometimes our minds attempt to protect us from disappointment by preparing us for the worst possible outcome, yet preparing for pain often means experiencing that pain many times before anything has actually happened. If I truly cared about you, I would understand that uncertainty is cruel. I would understand that silence becomes louder than arguments. I would understand that unanswered questions grow heavier every single day. So here is the answer you asked for. If I were staying with another woman, I would tell you, not because it would be easy, not because it would hurt less, but because honesty is the final act of respect a person can offer someone who loved wholeheartedly. I would say, baby, there is someone else in my life, and then I would accept responsibility. I would not blame your personality. I would not